Hello, good people. Good morning from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Once again, welcome back to the channel. I want to do a morning thoughts episode. I have already finished two reviews, just uploaded it a while back. Hopefully, you enjoy them. One was Guerlain, other one I think it was YSL fragrance. Okay, so I'm back with my phone today because I just want to do this morning thoughts. I want to see what I'm doing. I'm gonna come back with my camera, the Nikon, but I actually plan to buy a ring light, like some sort of lighting because of my room. It's for the phone, the brightness is good, but my camera, my sound is better. So I want to use like a better lighting, like LED light. If I can find some, I will use that camera. So hopefully you're doing good. As you can tell, I'm a little bit, cheerful, and sorry, it's here around 7:45 in Dhaka, Bangladesh, and not really winter time. Last year around this time it was a little bit colder, not really very cold, but it was kind of chilled, so it's okay. So basically we're going to be talking about fragrance related content, but not a fragrance review. So I was wearing Guerlain's, think Arba Fresca, or I think one of them, but those are like on my arm. But just to make it enhance in the early morning, I'm going with L'Homme Libre. This fragrance basically is a very beautiful. That's blue stem always mystifies me. This is discontinued from this line, and this is one of the fragrances did not get that much love. I really love it. This is one of my most favorite fragrances from YSL. So we'll be talking about my fragrance journey a little bit, what I learned, and share a few things. But one particular note, I just saw something from one of my brothers who shared one post. It said, it showed like a picture. They're like two guys, in sort of like cartoon caricature, but it's like two guys with two ladders. Okay, one ladder is going up, all the both of the ladders going up all the way to the moon or the cloud, but basically one was bigger steps, other one was small step. So the guy with smaller step went all the way up, but the bigger step guy stayed at the base. So basically I want to discuss about that a little bit. Sorry about that, the construction work already started in the next plot. They're building a building there, so I'm sorry about the noise. So I want to discuss, like, from my perspective, of course nothing is absolute, nothing is, like, I'm really sorry that noise being an OCD really disturbs me, like it's kind of interruption. Anyway, just when I started the video. Anyway, so I think when I started watching fragrance reviews, at that time it's not like I did not know about fragrances. I used to wear fragrances from back in the university, college days. Okay, so it was like 2000s. All right, I think before that I was using some other fragrances. So I always like to smell good, like body sprays, basic Playboy or Nike, Adidas fragrances. From there, slowly I went to more designer like Hugo Boss, Lacoste, CK, Dunhill. Then from there, when I started watching reviews, I started understanding about fragrance notes and stuff like that. And then I was picking up interest about bottles, company, notes breakdown. It was basically in Malaysia, so there are a lot of shops there. Every single shopping mall has a one or two perfume stores, and the fragrances they have testers on most part, but the fragrance is a little bit expensive, so you really have to save up. If you're in Malaysia, you really need to save up. You do not get that much discontinued or discounted fragrance rather. So you really have to know which one you like. So I was watching reviews, and at that time when you start, that's a very challenging time, at the same time very exciting time. Why is it challenging, or rather why is it exciting? First, it's exciting because you do not have so many in your collection. When you start, you watch, let's say Jeremy at that time, back the time. Okay, Jeremy is one of the guys I followed in my initial number of months. Whatever he recommended was mostly designer, and designers on most part are the ones that actually are compliment garners. So your mind automatically sets up on few grounds. You want to get the best one. Okay, you want to get the compliment beast, you want to get the longest lasting projecting, like safe or hyped ones. These are the initial years. That's where you chase. Your priority stays to get the best ones. So the challenge is to actually buy fragrances, because you can never buy enough. You, no matter how many you buy, you really have to look into many others. So I had collection about thousands, 1000 plus in the years, 4 or 5 years in the journey, but I got rid of many of them. Many of them finished. I started a Decant page because I could never possibly wear all my fragrances. But some of the things that I learned in my journey is that I'll share with you. That ladder talk, I'm gonna come to that. You can never ever learn everything in one day. Okay, this is a learning process. Anything you take, any journey you take, let's say you take like interest in cooking, you start cooking, but you'll think at first that you are the best and it's so easy and you know you have so much energy. But in the years, if you're really serious about your food business, you'll learn how to do. You have to have like knife skills, okay, like cutting skills, chopping skills, to save time, you know, like to have the perfect mix. Let's say if you're making burgers, you have to make the patty really like well balanced, not too much salt, not less salt. Or if you're making salad, you have to know how, what are the ingredients, how much, you know, the how to make sort of like that salad, you know, like dressing. So these things I learned over the years, and it was always a pleasure, not just selling products, but also making and learning, watching TV video, other chefs. So the thing is, many of us make that mistake. You know, initial days we just think like we know everything. Okay, that thing comes to us like, hey, I got the best of the best of the best, and I got everything. You can never have everything in fragrance game. Okay, you should know this. If you are in your early years and you are excited, excitement is great, but you should know one thing: learning has no boundaries, no limits. Even the best guy in the business is Mark. You know, he's the fragrance guru, the best damn reviewer on the earth. So even he would tell you that he is in the learning process. He would look for something new always, something more unique. You know, so the whole thing is a learning curve, never a destination. So you can never buy enough fragrances. You can never have enough. After a few days, your taste will change. You will get tired of your regular fragrances, and that happens. Okay, so number of years, you know, like I just realized I got some of the most hyped ones. Okay, some of the most hyped ones, as in like I got Chanel Allure Sporo Extreme, Bleu de Chanel Sauvage, Amara, you know, Jeremy's hyped ones. But what happened was I could never be satisfied. I always found one more fragrance that I have to add. And that one more fragrance is the one that keeps you going, good thing. But at the same time, it will make you realize you never have everything. Okay? The sea is too big. There are too many fish to play around. You can never compete with people. So when it comes to competition, many people take it seriously. Some reviewers compete with each other. I want to review the latest flanker first before anybody else. I want to get more subscribers. I want to get more money from channel, you know. So there's this healthy competition, but never a sick competition. But at times people get sick. They actually brag about their what they have, upper class niche or a bit more expensive. They mock other people when they have, say, Aventus and people using CD name, they mock them, you know. So that's something I do not like. I never did, but people are people. What you gonna do? So my suggestion to you, of course, is not like an advice or suggestion. It's just my humble, maybe suggestion, that when you start off, you will see a lot of people using a lot of fragrance in different groups. Okay, they will put up some of the best dark uh, niche fragrances, and they will tell you this is the best fragrance in the game. Even they themselves will switch to something else after 2 days. You should know that. If let's say they are into Bikilians, one guy is crazy about Bikilian, or something like a Creed, Amouage, okay, or Zerjov, or you know this upper end, higher end Rojadov, okay. After a few days, they will get tired of it. They will always look for something new, something niche or indie, because that's how the game goes. After a while, your nose needs something more challenging. So my suggestion to you would be like, if you're new in the game, if you're a beginner, or let's say you are in early years, start with basics. You can never graduate, let's say, your A levels before you finish your O levels. You cannot do your O levels before you finish your school. If you haven't finished your elementary school, you cannot go to the higher secondary or secondary schools, right? So what do I mean by learning or graduating? It's not necessarily the same for everybody. Some people already have good taste, they have deep knowledge, or they have already mature nose, but not everybody has that. So let's say, for example, I review a designer fragrance. For example, on most part, designers are safer. Okay, not many designers take that much risk. So when you want to have one fragrance that does everything for you, like a Swiss Army knife, let's say it does your casual, it does your school, it does your office. You just want one fragrance. Go with your Sauvage. Just an example. That is a safe fragrance, or YSL YDP, Versace Dylan Blue. This fragrance you don't have to think that much. You wear them, you get compliments. They perform on most part good. They smell darn nice. But let's say at the same time, I'm reviewing something very dark. Okay, say LDDM. Okay, Tower Perfumes. Many of you will think like, oh, that 30 or 50 ml, whatever that bottle is, it's expensive, but that's the best. When you buy it, you don't see the hype sometimes, okay, because you haven't smelled your other previous fragrances. So when you hundreds of fragrances, when you smell them, you learn every now and then, oh, this one has that violets, I picked it up from Fahrenheit, or I picked it up from Xenia Vumo, or I picked it up from some other fragrance that has violets. Okay, So then you learn comprehensively. So if you start with, like, you say you bought the 10 best hype niche fragrances, okay, and you just start your collection, great. But if you think that designer people who have like hundreds of fragrances they go through, they know nothing, you'll be making a mistake, because they know a lot more than you, okay, because they have gone through number of years smelling Versace Dreamer, the whole Versace house, the whole Chanel house, or the whole the Prada, Hermes. You don't know about those fragrances. So always try to know more, okay. It's no such distinction between designer and niche. There's always great fragrance on every single uh, type, okay. So some designers are better than niche fragrances, I will tell you. They are so nice, like let's say House of Guerlain, okay. You cannot get that many fragrances that will give you Guerlain quality in even niche house. They're so well built, they're so well crafted. Fragrances like this one, Shalimar, you do not find this kind of quality in everyday designer or even niche fragrance houses, okay. So yeah, it's a learning process, and be patient. When you actually sample a lot, you learn a lot. Learn to be patient and spend some money, save up, because if you do not spend your hard-earned money, or if you say do not buy, you get everything cheap or free, okay, you'll never be able to appreciate something. So learn, like go to shopping malls, put some time, work effort, read some Fragrantica comments, notes breakdown, watch some reviews on one fragrance. Do not just simply buy and stack up, okay, full of your furniture. You never use any of your fragrance, you just have the bottles and brands. It's nice to see, but you will actually learn nothing, okay. So buying brands is not always graduation in one day. Miracles don't happen, okay. So I would just urge you, yes, hypes are good, see reviews, but do not blind buy so many fragrances. Just like we spend our time, go spend some time out there in the shopping malls, buy a sample pack or something, like a house, discover a house, okay. Say fragrance houses like what house I would talk about, imaginary authors. You can buy their sample sets. If you wanted to try their house, their fragrance is a bit expensive for 50 mls, but if you have the whole line samples, you'll learn something about that house, and you'll know, like, oh wow, okay, that is exactly what I did not expect. But if you bought the whole bottle, you have no way to make a U-turn. If you made like a purchase of 1 ml, you can run it out. You just, okay, it's just a few dollars. I can just skip it. Okay, so it's important. We did not learn or bought, we did not buy so many fragrances in one day. So we bought them over the years after doing research, after seeing which one is discontinued, which one is underrated, which one is going to be suitable for our condition or our type. Let's say my skin type is not suitable for everything. So you have to understand what's good, what's not. But if you let others choose what you eat, what you wear, what you smell like, you will be making a mistake. You'll be living their lives. Okay, perhaps the way you dress, take suggestion from your girlfriend or your friends. But fragrance, I think you should make a statement of your own. Okay, so slowly, let's say, stay true to your nature. Okay, say if you like Armani coat or Hugo Boss bottle or Dolce & Gabbana one, but in certain group they are making fun of you. Hey, you are still wearing the one. It's hey, isn't that like already old? Isn't that like already overrated, or it doesn't last? Don't bother about what people are saying. If you like it, you like it. If you like Sikya one, wear it. If you like others, wear it. So most important thing is spend some time, create memories, because our life, that time is precious. Whatever we make memory, that's precious to us. Fragrances are like that. It's like a book. Every single book has a story. Fragrances have a story. So these are my morning thoughts on particular that note of learning. And I just look back, like I do this. I look back from now all the way back to 2015, when 2012 I went London, then 2015 Manchester. I went to different fragrance shops. My outlook was different then. I thought, like Chanel fragrance are the best. No other fragrance, like would compete. Terre d'Hermes was not a great fragrance to me back then time, but with time, a lot of things changed. I hated vetiver. Now I love vetiver. I did not find Aventus to be that hype worthy. I like it now. So it happens, you grow, you evolve over time. So take your time. Do not be a show off. Do not be a pretentious guy. You will never feel interest in the game for very long. You will quit after one day, after a few days, wasting a lot of money, right? So if you find interest, make it worthwhile. Make memories. Make it part of your life in a way that it's precious, okay? And you can treasure it. I have albums of every single fragrance in my laptop. Like I look back, which shop did I buy it from, and what was the year I review it. So these things are close to my heart, not just a product. Okay, so thanks very much for watching. Have a nice day. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Have a nice day. Thanks for listening. Bye bye.